Alright, what is up, everyone? This is going to be Inori's every position tier list patch 12.18. So this is going to be every position. I picked 4 champions from each role. I went over a bunch of websites just to read the stats and kind of get my own personal opinion about which champions I felt like have been performing the best and which champions I think are the best around, you know, pretty much every ELO. I think these champions all stand out no matter what. So these are just the best of the best of the best champions. So let's get started. Right away, we have the S plus top laner. So top lane, Aatrox is the wonder boy of the top lane. I personally think this champion, incredibly good blind pick, very volatile and very oppressive to play against. I think he should definitely get nerfed soon, but he has not received any nerfs. So he's a top tier pick, in my opinion, that I highly recommend you guys get into if you want some really nice and juicy free LP. Next to him, we have Darius, the Blood Brother. Darius is a really, really frustrating champion to play against. I highly recommend Darius to a lot of people who are trying to, one trick their way to Challenger. I think Darius is an incredible champion for that because his lanes are just so dumbed down where you just have to understand, Ghost, Flash, all in level 2. I'm good to go. So if you master this kind of performance, you're going to have a great time playing Darius top. Next, then we have the AP top laner that matches the trio of juggernauts. We have Mordekaiser. He is the AP version of what you want as the top laner. He's the bruiser, the sun, the scar. He is the moon. He is the darkness. He appears everywhere. He's really strong and he's been performing really well. I think he just does really well as a weak side top laner in very isolated mode because I think right now this meta is very bot side heavy. So these champions that do well on their own, plus they can fight around Herald, have an extremely high amount of value in the current meta. So those 3 champions incredibly good at that. And know who else does really well weak side? Maokai. Maokai got reworked recently, and I think he's actually really OP. I also think he's really strong jungle, but not as strong jungle as he is in the top lane. I think he's a really good weak side top laner champion. So if you're trying to find a good tank you can play top lane, Maokai top is the recommendation I have for you. So those are my top tier picks. I think these are great. There are a few other exceptions that have been standing out, but we'll probably cover that in another video. And then moving on to jungle, S plus jungler. So these haven't really changed much. If you saw my jungle tier list, it's still relatively the same. I think Yi, Bell are just incredibly low elo destroyers. Like if you know how to play Bell and Yi in low elo, you're literally going to decimate the enemy team so hard. So I just think these junglers are just extremely impressive in lower elos and even higher as well. And then you have the Udyr who did get reworked. I think Udyr last patch before the nerfs was so OP. And I think now in this patch, even after the nerfs, I've been seeing more Tiger builds. And I honestly, even the Phoenix form is still really, really strong. So I think as long as you understand how to play these full clear junglers like Udyr, Yi, and Bell, you're going to have a great time. And then we have the Queen herself. I think Rek'Sai personally is the most broken jungler in the game. I'm the rank 1 Rek'Sai in the entire world on LoL Analytics. I have a very strong opinion about Rek'Sai, but I also think if you master this champion, you will climb further than you've ever imagined in your whole life. So those are my jungle tier list. I think these are the best junglers in the game currently. They just perform the best. They're all other good junglers, but these are the ones that really stand out to me based off stats, personal experience, and just my thought process in general. Moving on to mid lane. Mid lane. Honestly, I think Katarina Loki is OP. I don't see her as much as I was expecting, but every time I see her, maybe I just see the best Katarina's playing her, but I think she's actually really OP if you know how to play her. She's a high learning curve, but once you kind of master the learning curve, I actually think she's on the OP side. So I think she definitely deserves a nerf, but she's obviously S plus for sure in this patch. So Katarina, great pick, great AP champion, great assassin pick. Next to her, we have Zed. Dude, people keep saying Zed sucks low, Zed doesn't kill anyone, Zed doesn't assassinate. Shut the fuck up. Zed is so broken. I'm surprised there isn't more Zed people just abusing him right now because he does so much damage. His lane phase is actually really OP. Even though his ulti can kind of lure him into a trap, but if you actually know how to play Zed, you can just play so many good shadows that just give you perfect escape paths all the time. So Zed is really broken. These two are really great assassins. But if you want to play control mage, a more backline champion, Vex is the go-to. I've actually been playing Vex 2 mid. I love her. I love playing control mage. Or I love playing that little gloomy Vex champion mid. I think she's extremely strong. She pairs extremely well with jungler. So when you play her, you just play very heavily towards like the 2v2 and that kind of stuff. So I think she does that really well. Builds are always just as much magic damage as you can. Ludens, Sork boots, and you just delete people whoever gets CC with your ulti. Next up, we have Victor. Victor's just been overperforming. I don't like playing with Victor. I think Victor just chills, farms, and once he gets items, he actually does so much work. But that's fun for the Victor, and Victor does perform well with items. Once he scales to 2-item spike, his win rate just goes up so much. So if you can actually play that kind of style well, just sit back, relax, and farm, I think Victor is actually free LP if you know how to play him well. Those are the mid picks I have for you guys. These are all great picks. You have assassins on the left, control mages on the right. Great selection for you to pick whichever path you want to take. All right, moving on to AD carries. Honestly, I hate AD carries. I think they're stupid. I'm so sad this meta revolves around AD carries because they just make me want to melt my brain off. But apparently, better AD wins. That's just how League of Legends has been. Balling is just such a decider of the game that it's just such a sad thing when you have to rely heavily into your AD carry. Because AD carries, they're just absolutely just the dumbest people in the world. You have to babysit them. You have to guide them. Be the shepherd. AD carries just always find themselves in the worst possible situations. That's why you have to camp balling as much as possible if you actually want to win. And just stop them from killing themselves, because that's the responsibility as a jungler, unfortunately. So going on to AD carries, we have Jhin. Jhin I actually love a lot. I think his priority has risen a lot, but I don't see as many Jhin players. Personally, I think he's really, really OP. And I love him, so I put him high on my list here. S plus for sure. Kai'Sa doesn't look as OP, but looking at the stats, I'm actually pretty impressed by her stats. I think she actually is really strong after the last pair of buffs. She might she might receive a buff too next patch, so she might be on the very strong side of that. So Kai'Sa's a great champion, great pickup. Those two are great consistent AD carries. Next to him, we have the rat Twitch himself. I think Twitch, if you're actually a one trick on Twitch, you're going to just destroy the map. I think his build is just really impressive. I think his invisibility catches so many people off guard that you get so many kills, because people don't understand that when Twitch is invisible and he opens up on you with spray and pray, you're going to have to run away and be ready for that. So Twitch is an amazing assassin AD carry. Next year we have MF. MF got reworked and already has been nerfed twice, but she's still the most broken AD in the game. So if you actually want free LP, just abuse MF, because Miss Fortune is the most broken AD carry in the patch right now by 120%. Disgusting AD carry, so good. Kraken Slayer build is really OP on her. Give her a try if that's what you're down for. Super good AD carry. Highly recommend. Support. S plus supports. Thresh. Surprisingly, he did receive a couple buffs in a row. I think the last pair of buffs actually pushed him over the edge, where I think he's very OP. I think he's really good right now. I've been seeing more Threshes. I've seen terrible Threshes, but I still haven't seen even the worst Threshes win games. So this champion is for sure broken. My go-to recommendation right now is to play Thresh if you like the hook champions. If you don't like hook champions, there's enchanters to play like Renata and Janna. But Thresh, super broken. Highly recommend you guys play him if you want to play that kind of role. Next one, we have Amumu. Amumu is obviously the replacement for Nautilus. I think if you want to play engage support, you go for the Mummy. He's really strong, really good engage, really good CC for the team bomb. And if that's your playstyle, definitely go for the Amumu pick. Janna, next to him, we have Janna. Janna's actually literally, I don't know what it is, but her stats just look so insane. Like her win rate, her pick rate, her ban rate, they just like don't make sense with how strong she is. But when I see her in game, I'm not overly impressed, but I think it's just like that subtle win con she has behind her that makes her so broken. So Janna is a great pickup. I highly recommend you guys give that a shot. Janna is a really free, like if you want to play Enchanter, you should be playing Janna because she's super broken right now. Renata too. Renata, if you're into Renata, if you want to play more of a disengage style, kite back, kind of like wait for them to dive you. Renata is also very broken Enchanter. These are the two Enchanter I recommend. These are the two best enchanters in the game right now. Highly recommend one of those two if you guys are trying to go for that enchanter playstyle. This is my all position tier list. I hope you guys liked the video. This is just what I think is broken in every position. You have the Aatrox top lane. You have, the Rek'Sai jungle, Katarina mid, MF AD carry. These are the MVPs in all the positions. Find whichever one you like. Really give them a shot, because I think each one of these champions has a lot of potential to carry games. And I hope you guys like that video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If I missed your champion, or if you want more opinions about a champion I haven't actually gone over, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll get to you guys in a timely fashion. Sorry, I'm really tired today, so I'm just slurring my words like I'm drunk, but I hope you guys had a good time. I'll see you guys in the next video.